Hello guys, if you like the preview of the motion graphics, I'm going to take you through the process of designing it. Welcome back. In this section we'll be animating scene 1. Let's create a new comp and rename as scene 1 with the following settings. Before we proceed, let's save our project as sales promo. Let's add a solid layer to our scene by pressing Ctrl I. Make sure that the timeline is selected. Press Ctrl I. Just rename it as BG with the following settings. Let's click on it and add the gradient ramp effect to the background. Change the start color with this color code. And the end color with this code. Position the start ramp at the top right corner. Click on the end ramp and let's position it here at the bottom model right here. Let's add the splash of water video to our scene. Click on the projects tab. Let's go into our asset folder. Using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl/, let's introduce our water splash green screen video to the scene. Before we proceed, let's double click here in the projects tab. What we're gonna do here is that we have to preview what we have and mark the exact points that we want. Let's set our endpoint at this at 0.00015 at 15 seconds 15 frames. At 15 seconds 15 frames. Let's go back to our footage. Let's set our endpoint here at this time, and so let's set our out point at this time at 22 seconds 15 frames. Let's go back to our footage tab. So let's set our out point here. Let's preview to see what we have. Let's delete what we have in our timeline. Let's drag what we have, the video in our projects tab by pressing Ctrl/. Let's preview to see what we have now. What we need to do next is to remove the green screen in the video background. We'll do that by adding the key light effect. So let's add that. The key light effect. Click on the eyedrop color and you click on the color that we don't want. That's the green color. So we click on that, then it magically disappears. So let's preview what we have now currently. Referring back to our Photoshop file, we need to add the following text. That's a great double deal. Let's go back to our After Effects. Click on Ctrl T to activate the text tool. Let's type in our text. Let's change the font. Let's increase the font size. Let's activate the move tool. Let's position it into place. Let's further increase the size of the text. Let's say to 205 pixels. Let's duplicate the text by pressing Ctrl D. Let's activate the move tool. Let's drag it down. Let's double click to change the text to double. Let's resize the text a bit. Let's reposition the text. Let's duplicate the text by clicking on Ctrl D. Let's reposition the text. Let's change the text to deal. Let's reposition the text. Let's convert our text layers to 3D. Let's change the anchor position of all the text using the pan behind tool. By pressing Y on your keyboard, we'll set this text to the top, that of the double to the left middle, that of the deal to the right middle. At this point, let's set the keyframe position for the grid by pressing on P on our keyboard. Let's set the out point for our position. Let's move 10 keyframes forward by pressing Shift and page down. Let's also set the in position. So let's go back to our out position. Let's revert back to our move tool by pressing on V on the keyboard. Now with the move tool activated, let's hover around to the point where we get our Z position. Now let's move the text out of the comp using our Z position. Let's move out so we no longer see the text again. Okay, so at this point you no longer see the text again. Now let's select both keyframes and press and set it to easy ease by going to keyframe assistance, easy ease. Let's smoothen our animation by applying keyframe velocity to the keyframes. Let's select the out position, right click, keyframe velocity. Let's set the outgoing velocity influence to 75 and that of the in position velocity to 25. Let's right click, keyframe velocity. Let's set the incoming velocity of the influence to 25. Let's unfold the position for grid. Let's click on double and click on P on our keyboard to reveal the position for double. Let's select both. Let's select the text for grid layer. Press U to reveal the properties. Okay, now let's select on double. Click on P to reveal the position. Let's move 5 frames forward. 5 keyframes forward. Let's move 5 frames forward. At this point, let's set our out position for the double. Let's move 15 keyframes forward to set the in position for double. by pressing shift page down. Let's press page down 5 times. Let's also set our in position for double. Now let's select on the out position for double. Let's hover our mouse around to activate the Z position for double. Let's move it out of the comp. Let's select both keyframes and right click on keyframe assistance, easy ease. Let's select the out position for double, right click, keyframe velocity. Let's set the outgoing velocity to 75. Let's click on the out position and set that to 25 for the incoming velocity. Let's click on del, press on P to reveal our position. Let's set our out position here at 10 frames. Let's move 20 frames forward. Set our in position for the del. Set our in position for del at 30 frames. Let's reposition the keyframe. Let's select both keyframes. First of all, let's set the Z position for our in point for del. Let's move it out of the comp. Let's select both keyframes, right click, keyframe assistance, easy ease. Let's select the out position for del, right click and select keyframe velocity. Let's set the outgoing velocity to 75. Let's set the outgoing velocity for the in frame, that of the in frame, the incoming velocity for the in to 25. Let's save our work and preview what we have currently. Let's add a wiggle expression to all our text layers. Press and hold Alt on your keyboard. Let's add the wiggle expression here. Let's set the frequency to 5 and amount to 10. Let's click out of it. Let's also add that to the other layers. Let's preview what we have currently. Awesome. Let's select all our text layers and add motion blur. Make sure that enable motion blur for all layers is activated. Let's see what we have in our final preview. Awesome, isn't it? Salute to you if you made it to this point. At the end of this tutorial, we are done with animating scene 1. Join us in the next tutorial to complete the other 2 scenes, that's scene 2 and scene 3. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment so you get notified of our next uploads. Thanks. Ciao.